What's up, Emiliano? What's up, No Man's Land? What round is this, actually? Sorry, give me just 1 second. I don't actually know what round I want to call this. Let's do this for now. Alright. Make sure my delay is running properly. Turn on D&D. Alright. So, looks like we already have some weirdness here from New Ocean, but yeah, just real quick, we're in like we're like 2 or 3 rounds off of the finals here for this weekly. Kind of hopping in here towards the tail end of it. But yeah, we have a Ford 2-gate here from New Ocean. Again, 0 here spawning in the bottom left. I think this is like the winner's bracket finals, even? Is the winner bracket finals, actually. Which is kind of crazy, because New Ocean apparently took out Erbmon, which was a big upset. 0 also took out Eon Zerg on the other side of it. Eon Zerg in the loser's bracket just took out Erbmon, so he's going to be playing the winner of Radley and Zeddy. But let's try and focus on this game here. So 0 does scout, he sees the 2-gate, so he knows what he's up against. He actually went in base 2-hatch, went ahead and metagame his opponent, because New Ocean kind of goes 2-gate in pretty much every matchup, I'm pretty sure. And it looks like he actually mined out these mineral patches, which is actually not smart for him to have done. That's actually an advantage for 0, opening up this space. Or maybe 0 did that. I may have actually missed that. 0 may have just preemptively set up for this. But here we go. The 3-Zell is going to show up, but 0 going to be set up pretty defensively, going for this kind of a 1-base 2-hatch layer. Going to be rushing probably into Muta to put some pressure and timer here on New Ocean. New Ocean even leaving 3 Zealots behind here. And yeah, these Zealots going to get pounced on pretty early, and 3 of them going to go down, which is not a good start for New Ocean at all. So he's just going to be continuously pumping Zealots. He has no gas on the way, whereas we have the layer coming down for 0. So 0 should be able to deflect this with his Lings for a little while and keep him back. And he's just going to keep pumping Lings at this point. His win condition at the moment is going to be getting Spire out. New Ocean's just going to continue pumping Zealots and rallying across the map and try to put pressure on 0 this way. 0 going to get behind the Zealots here and maybe cut this one off. Looks like he didn't quite... Either he didn't see it or he's just committing to the main here. If he kills this pylon, the New Ocean's completely out of production. We got a defensive pre-colony coming on the way to try and help him stay alive here. But the link count's a little bit low at home against this many Zealots. And New Ocean actually just going to outright GG. So going to be a nice, easy 1-0 start here for 0. Good evening, Rainer. I do have a 2-minute delay on here for this tournament, so won't be responding real time to you guys. Alright, looks like Radion's going to be the map choice here for New Ocean. Is it just going to be another 2-gate? It seems like 2-gate's kind of his thing. I guess this is what he killed Erdmon with as well. Probably caught Erdmon off guard. But Zero knew exactly what he was going to be up against. And just kind of blind countered. So I wonder if New Ocean just goes for another 2-gate after getting blind countered like this, or if maybe he wants to play a little bit more of a normal game. If he even knows how to play a normal game, is the question. Alright, probably going to move forward with this forward pylon. We'll keep an eye on how Zero wants to do his hatchery if he does another in-base hatchery. I feel like he won't do it again, because he would assume that New Ocean's not going to go for this 2-gate again. He didn't scout either off of the probe, so that doesn't necessarily mean he's not going gates. It looks like he's going for a 9-gate, actually. So I think we're going to get that 9-gate coming down. In fact, he's just going to go 9-9, it looks like. So he's just doing an in-base 9-9. I think this is probably the same thing he did last game. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention to the early game, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, it's just going to be an in-base 9-9 all-in, essentially. And Zero. Not going to go for that 2-hatch in-base this time. I'm going to go for that 11-hatch 10 pool, so a little bit less greedy here from Zero, knowing that it is likely that New Ocean's going to 2-gate. And this is kind of the problem of being kind of a one-trick pony here. It's just very easy for anyone that's even half decent to just counter what you're doing, right? And he can just play like moderately safe. It's not like he's like playing crazy safe or anything to try and blind counter this, but it's like a decent bit of safety where if he doesn't go 2-gate, he's not super far behind either. That being said, we didn't drone scout too early, so he is going to go cross scout now with this drone. Is he going cross scout? He actually isn't going cross scout, so he's not going to see the zealots coming. Okay, no, he is. Okay. I don't know if this was a change in direction. It kind of looked like it. So he's going to see the zealot here. Can even make it attack him a few times, chase him. Just buy a little bit of extra time, so pretty nice from Zero to get those few extra seconds. So we're going to get these drones down here. He's going to try and get creep colonies down pretty much instantly. So first one gets started, not going to delay that with his probe, and the second one as well. And he knows by this timing that this is at least 9-gate. We're going to have these lings pop here. Start coming out to fight here. And these zealots once again getting delayed a little bit. And actually even canceling the second sunken, feeling like he doesn't even need to play overly defensive. But he sees with the drone more and more zealots coming, so he knows that it's 2-gate at this point, but he's comfortable getting this one creep colony up. It is down to 220 HP, so a little bit softened up. And here we're going to get in with the drone. And we'll confirm this is just pretty much the same thing as last game. Now, New Ocean is just going to store up a bunch of zealots and go for it here at some point. Zero did sneak in a couple extra drones. We're going to get a creep colony here. I kind of like the placement of this one as well, because it means that if Ocean does come in, it's going to be body blocking the other peep initially here. And more lings going to be hatching. So Zero should be completely fine here, with a decent bit of SimCity and link count with the sunken here. First zealot going to go down pretty quickly. 3 zealots are going to jump on top of this one. And the sunken is going to go down, but it's going to take a lot of damage in the meantime. A bunch of the zealots going to go down, and the other one finishes pretty much perfectly timed here from Zero. Going to deflect these zealots and push them back. And behind this, we have no growth for New Ocean. There's no gas. Calls crawl spawn. GG, wow. So Zero. Going to take a nice, quick, easy 2-0 here over New Ocean, bumping New Ocean down to the losers bracket, and making 0 our winner for the winners bracket here. And we have Radley versus Eon Zerg. Gonna be up next. And the winner of that will face against a New Ocean. First map's gonna be Screaming Sea, actually. That's the most Radley map you could ever hope to see. Oh, it's gonna be a best of 5 as well. Okay, I'll be casting this one with 0, so I'm gonna join the Discord call with him, and I'll just screen share his screen. He's gonna be casting on his YouTube, or his Twitch as well. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, 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 Mr. Anthony. What is up? How is life?
Life is amazing. Just been
Summer
doing...
on, Summer on the ranch, I assume it's busy, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of yard work with all the grass and everything growing like crazy, right? So we're cutting grass every day, as well as taking care of the animals. How's summer life in Poland?
Oh, today we had 33 degrees, something like that. It was very hot, but
30.
It's good. It's much better when it's hot, because you can go out with kids.
That's true. 30 is a little too hot, though. The weather here is perfect. It's 17 right now. It's amazing.
17 Celsius.
Yeah, 17 Celsius, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's
That's
beautiful.
nice, yeah. But it's like noon for you or something like that?
Yeah, 2:30. To be fair, I did think the map was pretty big.
So
Yeah, Radion's a big map.
I guess on the ranch you wake up very early, right? So you have a lunch also like around noon.
Yeah, I woke up at 6, ate some eggs, and then ate again at noon. Like right at 12, yeah.
Let's see, where is Eon? Eon versus Radley. If Radley will survive the early aggression, it's going to be interesting. But I played against Eon today and he was extremely aggressive. Everything was like basically in your face.
Right.
Every unit he had, he threw that. So yeah, he can be very good with that.
Are you on a... Is your Discord using like your webcam mic or something? Sounds like it.
Really? Maybe, let me check. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, yeah, you are right. It was using some different camera, I don't even know. Yeah, maybe my... Let's see, where is he on? I PM'd him, but he's not coming.
Seems like you're a bit of a ZVZ sniper, man.
Me?
Yeah, you took out Striker, right? You're taking out everybody, man.
Oh yeah. No, it's like ZVZ is
like if you understand the matchup to the certain level, you always can like make some kind of a coin flip which can put you into very good position, let's say. So that's what I would say got me into that. Although yeah, it also took me 24 low. I was usually playing against only Polish guys, so I was used to very good latency. So probably playing on the LAN was like, I was surprised how responsive Mutas got.
It's even better than 24 low, man. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was. Sometimes I get surprised on Shield Battery with that. That it's like sometimes it's like even too responsive, but
Yeah,
the
right.
run was perfect. And yeah, I just got lucky. But then Striker explained me, or how, like then in the finals it was as it's supposed to be.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say you got lucky. I don't want to. I don't know. I see you play a lot from ZVZ, like build order, where you're like at a build order deficit and you're able to claw your way back, which I feel like is really hard to do in that matchup. So your ability to win from losing build orders is actually a lot higher than most Zerg players that I watch.
Let's jump to the game. And do you see the game well? Do you want me to share the other screen with you, maybe?
It looks fine right now. I'm gonna screen share Twitch as well.
Oh, so I will also share screen the game for you, so you'll have audio. Let's hope it's fine. And I need to go for. Okay. So Eon versus Radley. I guess the times where Eon was in top shape was when you were playing 3 versus 3, right? So you were not too familiar with him.
Yeah, not overly. I've only kind of recently learned a lot of the who's who for 1v1 stuff, right? I played Eon once back when I was playing Protoss, when I was still like 1800 and got absolutely smashed. And that was really the only time I'd ever seen him play before, so I've got to know him a little bit more here recently.
I actually also got to know him relatively late, like probably 2012 or something like that.
Yeah.
But so I didn't know him like in the area when I was active, let's say. But when I was like kind of active, when I was like watching the scene but not playing too much, I know that he was very dominative in this era. Like Eonzek, Drow, and like few other players like were extremely good. And he's BSL champion, but he's a champion of season 5, and I think he got into finals a couple of times as well. So he also was in the Korea for like 3 months to practice.
Oh, okay.
So that's also what probably puts him on the high position.
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot to be practicing over there with those guys. I mean, just the quality in general is higher, and you're going to get a lot of low latency against really, really good players, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, so what, as a Terran, you're probably satisfied with double racks against 9 pool, right?
Yeah, I guess so. This is kind of a, I mean, this is Radley, right? You never know what you're getting with Radley, but I would say this is probably pretty Radley favored. He shouldn't really take any damage. I mean, we should bring 1 or 2 SCVs here. I'd like to see 2 minimum, maybe even 3. I was gonna say 3 is good. 3 SCVs on the ramp. As long as we don't let these up, then we're actually pretty happy. We're gonna have a lot of pressure. He's gonna be able to see the double racks building. And we'll see how Jan wants to. Oh, he's gonna bring the drone to drill. I'm not
No,
really
to
sure.
mine, because you can mine it very quickly, those minerals. So I guess he wanted to open it.
He can mine it quickly, but with the Marines there, I guess he's surprised to see 2 racks, right? So the Marine count's pretty high, so that does actually catch him off guard. And this actually hurts Eon a lot. To open 6 link and bring a drone for this attack, for it to get deflected, it's a little bit scary for Eon. He's going to have to build Sunkens as well, so his economy is going to be hurting pretty badly, pretty early in this game.
Yeah, exactly. With 2x, you can apply so much pressure. Radley is a little bit supply blocked right now, but same as Eon, actually. The problem for Radley is that it's only 5 Marines, and those are 6 links. If it would be like it's very dangerous to move out with like 5 Marines.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary. Yeah, the supply block hurts a fair amount, actually, because he wants to be reinforcing pretty much non-stop, right? If you're reinforcing 2x2 at a time, then it puts a lot of pressure on Zerg. But the supply block allows Eon to get a lot of lings out and get kind of comfortable. His Sunken's going to get up long before these Marines get here, and I don't see Radley doing any damage from here.
Yeah, especially there will be a link speed coming in relatively soon. There will be also counterattack with 6 links. And there is no way you can break it with like 7
Yeah.
Marines and 2 SCVs.
Yeah, this absolutely cannot go through, and in the meantime, he's going to be dealing with this counterattack. The Marines, or the Lings do bug out just a little bit here, but they're going to jump on top of these 2 Marines and kill them. Second Marine's going to go down. 2 Marines do pop out on the backside, so he's going to be able to clean this up decently at the end of the day. As CC does get delayed. He gets the bunker up here on the ramp, which is kind of nice, but we have more Lings coming for a counterattack, and it looks like Ling speed just finished as well.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to defend it now. There is no Academy, so there will be no fire bats. Only 2 Marines are popping. Ionzek with the aggression. Kind of like those 2 bunkers are doing nothing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Eon just keeps pumping Lings nonstop, too. He wants to make sure he's just not going to die to anything weird behind this. We do see that Radley's pulling the trigger behind this because he knows it's do or die, but he runs into those Sunken, sees all the Lings, and he knows there's no way he can commit there. And in the meantime, we have these SCVs just running around his base, not mining the entire time, right? Few SCVs going to go down, and I think we have a Spire probably on the way for Eon as well behind this, so at least it will be starting relatively soon. Actually, he's not even mining
just
gas
enough
anymore.
gas for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Radley now building. Okay, so it's going to be attack.
Yeah, looks like he actually canceled the second bunker as well, not wanting to commit to that, thinking that he's taking too much damage at home, which he is, but this is going to be broken. We lost all our SCVs at home, and I suspect we're going to see a GG from Radley any moment now.
Yeah, 6 to 8 in supply. He can cancel the command center to have some funds, but this is it. GG. It's cold. And best of 1 means that we are getting to the new Ocean versus Ionzek, which means that we will have Ionzek trying to defend double gateway.
How do you know, man? You don't know.
You know. you know that it's double gateway. I mean, I never played against him not playing double gateway. He is coming to the LAN party in Poland in September. And if he will surprise me with like Nexus first and I will go 2 Sunkens blindly, it can be bad, but...
Sure. Even then, though, it might be playable for you. 12 Nexus first double Sunken, this is playable.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I guess I would play it out, but it's New Ocean is playing in.
Yeah, you gotta make use of
They said,
New Ocean's
sorry?
like 10 APM. It's not the fastest player on the planet, you know?
He said something like, "Give old men a reason to be fun, to smile," or something like that. So I guess he considered himself as an old man, but like probably when I'm telling people that I'm streaming games, they don't expect that I'm streaming games for people 30 plus. It's not very usual.
Right. That is true. I haven't even thought about that. But, you know, when I'm talking to, like, my parents or, like, my grandparents or something, they ask me about it. It's like, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm playing video games and people are watching and they can't wrap their brain around it. But it is kind of funny if I mention that I'm streaming for a bunch of 40-year-olds, right?
Yeah, exactly. it's not like it's not probably like 1% of the people. I don't know. I assume most of the people who are watching games and streams are like 20 plus minus, right?
Yeah. So you're about to say, what is it that Radley said?
Oh, so something like, holy fuck, my Marines went up. Or something like that. Yeah, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, he would have won, for sure.
If he would play defensively against those mass links, then who knows?
Yeah, I actually think it could have been, unironically, pretty strong. Like, push out, force the Sunken, and then just fall back on your CC. Because Eon had already cut so many drones at that point.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. And it's best of 3, actually. Oh, cross position, double gateway. Not the best.
Yeah, that's what we complained about last time.
Yeah, but what do you think from like Zerg perspective is the best opening for it? Like, is it Overpool or 11 hatch? Like, hatch
I
in the
think
main base is too passive, right?
I think 11 hatch is fine. Because yeah, I feel like hatch in the main, you can get contained on your ramp, and it's like kind of miserable, right? And then
Yeah.
if you do like overpull into hatchery, you don't have the extra larva that you need for the lings, and you can't get sunkens up. So I think 11 hatch is unironically the best thing to do. Maybe 9 hatch could be like slightly better if you want to go 9-9. I don't really know. I haven't really seen
Yeah.
that.
9 hatch is definitely like the most defensive you can get to defend it.
Right.
But sometimes double gate can go like they are making 3 zealots, trying to make you overreact and panic, and then go for nexus behind it, and it's just it's just 150 minerals investment into the gateway and lags in your wall most of the cases.
Right. It is a little weird, but I say a little weird. New Ocean, he always does 9-9 in base, right? It's not like it's interesting because it's still kind of all in, but it's slower, right? It just gets there slower. I don't know exactly why he wants to do it in base all the time. I feel like doing like 10-12 in base if you want to go 2-gate in base is a little bit better because you can transition out of it. Obviously, it's like a little bit slower, not quite as powerful, but you're also not as all in.
Yeah, I feel like I would also do it most of the cases this way because like if it's 9 pull, you have only one gap in the wall. I guess here it's one gap on the left maybe as well, but
Yeah.
usually you can get it one gap in the middle. So it's like plug able, and you can definitely play it out. Like, I think this is actually one of the best builds for the Protoss. I'm surprised they're not using it that often. But it's hard to know. Like, I guess you can lose track of where Zerg is, and you can be surprised with some like early mutas, early lurkers. That's the downside of it. But overall, economically, to apply pressure and go for the nexus behind double gateway zealots, it's better because you don't spend money on cannons and you apply pressure with zealots.
Right. And that's kind of why I like 10-12, right, instead of 9-9, because you can still apply the pressure, but you're just not cutting so many workers.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like 9-9. I don't know how much faster it is, but he needs to plug in the wall. You don't want to have 5 Zerglings of Eon Zerg in your base.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there from New Ocean. Came out with his 2 zealots, spotted it, and then the third kept coming. So we are going to get 5 lings in the main. And like you said, these aren't normal lings. These are Eon lings. So they're a lot more annoying than most lings that you're dealing with.
Yeah, like, at least that's what he was known for. Like, there are Ziki links, but there used to be also Eon Zerg links. But so far it's going relatively fine for New Ocean, but only 8 props. So this is what you were talking about. Going 10-12, it would give him like those 3 extra probes maybe.
Yeah, it's 3 more probes, and you can continue making probes while making the zealots, right? Whereas when you're doing 9-9, because your eco is so low, you're having to cut probes constantly to keep the zealot production. Pretty decent micro here from New Ocean. He's going to trade about as well as he could hope, actually, and even going to push these lings back and clean up the lings at home. So, I mean, New Ocean's getting about the best he could hope for. We do have that third hatch on the way for Eon, so he's going to be very, very heavy on lings. He didn't take any gas either, so he's just going to be pumping lots of slow lings here to try and defend. But 2 of these zealots very low, immediately targets down the 2 weak ones, so good move there from Eon. New Ocean, maybe overforcing a little bit before reinforcing with the rest of his zealots.
Yeah, he's trying to keep the zealot alive just to get some value on it. Eon is actually making just links on 8 drones. We have 8 probes as well, so both players are stretching the minimum economy to the edge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, both on that Zerg economy right now. The extra zealots do show up with these lings. Pretty decent movement here from New Ocean, but 2 of the zealots going to go down. Gonna clean these lings up, though, and force them back a little bit, but this is pretty much going to be the fight. I mean, we don't have any growth on either side, right? It's just a bunch of slow lings against a bunch of zealots. Like you said, both players at 8 drones, or 8 workers right now, just throwing basic units at each other.
Yeah, also like New Ocean is microing fine when there is engagement, but I feel like the reinforcements are not there in time. Like it feels like he is not taking the right engagements. And like for now, for example, you don't want to fight with those 3 zealots in the middle, I think.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
though he can win it.
Yeah, the thing is and I know you know this, whenever you're going Zealot against Ling like this, the Zealots outscale the Lings, right? Like, the more and more
Yeah.
Zealots you have, the better they're gonna fight against, you know, the same, like, ratio of Lings. So fighting in these small numbers, like 3 Zealots at a time, 2 Zealots here, 3 Zealots there, this is basically exactly what Eon wants. You know, if all those Zealots were together, like, if we took the same game state and we put all the Zealots that died and revived all the Lings that died, the Zealots would hard win that fight, straight up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like 10 zealots easily wins with 30 links, but like 3 zealots can lose against 9 links.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But Eon gonna take that game, defends the 2-gate. Can Eon defend the next 2-gate, though? That's the question.
Okay, so yeah, I added Deja Vu in the like as a first map, but it was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Metropolis.
Yeah, I kind of wish I wasn't busy this morning. I actually would have liked to have played today.
Yeah, this is like no Devolt, no Bonnie, no
Yeah.
Ziki.
I see this and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have a good chance of placing top 3 if I play well.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes then next week you will set up alarm and
Yeah,
both
it's
Devolt and Ziki will show up, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we have them. 1-0. It's funny that actually Belgium and no, actually it's Germany and Belgium. I thought it's only 90 degrees switched flag, but actually the yellow and red are also switched.
Yeah.
But pretty similar. Metropolis. Interesting pick.
It's yeah, I guess. I don't know how much goes into the strategy of map picking when you're going N base 9-9 every game. If anything, I would want to avoid maps like Radeon, where it's going to be potentially cross-spawn, where it's going to be really, really long. I feel like you would want typically the smaller maps that you can.
Yeah, like Litmus distance between the bases is very, very short, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, and he shouldn't worry about getting scouted, right? Like if he picks a 2-player map, it's not like he's surprising anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like normally 4-player map is fine for double gate, but in those circumstances, Litmus is actually the best option.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think this pylon might be a little bit like because you want to have the gateway over here, right?
Yeah, it was bothering me a little bit too, yeah. It might reach, actually, about just fine. But something about it sticking out this far back, it makes me uncomfortable, but I guess it's gonna be okay. Okay, so that's actually... There's like 4 holes in this wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 here, right? And
Yeah.
1 here and 1 here. But Eon is going... Okay, 11 hatch. Okay, it's going to be as good as New Ocean. Like, it's going to be close. Although Eon's like opening, it's going to be 153. Yeah, so it's like normal, I would say. But it's going to be scouted, so...
Yeah.
You actually could cut a lot with 9 gate.
A lot, yeah.
9-9.
That's what I'm saying, because we cut so many to go 9-9 like this, you don't have the probes to continue making probes while making zealots, right? Like, yes, they
Yeah.
get out, like, what, 10, 15 seconds faster, I'm not even sure the exact time, but it's a little bit faster, but it's a full committal. Like, you have to do damage, period. But we're actually bringing two pros with it this time. We're really committed now.
Yeah, this is more than 10% of, like, usually you have one, so he's bringing extra 10% of his economy to help the battle.
Yeah. It is going to force drone reaction from Eon Zerg as well. Zella going to show up with these two probes. One of the probes getting very, very low. The hatchery finishes, so Creep going to come down immediately. Does pick off that first probe. Two of the drones very low. Doesn't quite get the pick on that drone either. And now we have a bunch of lings on the way.
Ooh.
Didn't quite get the denial on that creep either, but this creep going to be taking a lot of damage, so he actually can't morph this into a sunken anymore. I mean, I guess he can,
Yeah.
but it's like a tap away from dead.
Yeah, it will have 30. Oh, it's not regenerating while we're morphing. I didn't realize that earlier.
But not quite gonna get it, actually.
Yeah.
Wow, and this is just over. So great defense there from Eon. We deflected that. We took essentially no additional damage. And there we go, GG from New Ocean, and we're going to get a 0 versus Eon ZVZ finals for the weekly this week.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I guess you will opposite Mr. Azzy, and we will try to play it out.
You
so
guys can ZVZ in some lag.
Yeah, we will have something to blame on at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm disconnecting. Good luck and have fun.
All right.
See you.
See ya. Bit boop. All right. We'll be solo casting a ZVZ. We will do our best. Yeah, I could have turned my sound back on. I was like, man, it's like oddly quiet. What am I forgetting? First map, gonna be Screaming Sea. For ZVZ, I don't know how much this is gonna affect it. Probably a decent bit, actually, because that travel distance by ground is actually insanely long on this map. I feel like this map will favor a little more passive play. But we'll see what our Zerg players want to go for. Zero, like I was saying earlier when I was talking to him, he's a bit of a ZVZ sniper lately. He's taken down a lot of good players. He beat Eon earlier today. He's beat Striker recently in the LAN. I think he took out Julia as well. Like, he's really been... His ZVZ has been on fire, so... This could be a pretty hard series for Eon. But yeah, we'll try to keep a close eye on the openers. I'm expecting to potentially see... I was going to say 12 hatch, but I don't know that Zero would be comfortable 12 hatching against Eon, because Eon is a very aggressive Zerg. He was even saying in their game earlier today that Eon was just being hyper aggressive. Need to change. I think this is best of 5, right? Yeah, okay, it's best of 5. Alright, so no 9 pull from either player. So are we going to get over pull? Are we going to get 12 hatch? What's it going to be? Join the better stream this event. What's up, kid? And there we go. Drums for both players. So yeah, kind of as I expected, it's going to be a little bit more greedy. Are we going to see 12 pull? Okay, we're going to have the drone moving out here for Eon for both players. So it is going to be that hatch first for both players. This kind of makes sense, I think. This is what I was saying was possibly what we would be going for, because just, I mean, just look at this, right? The travel distance from your main, you make lings here, they go through here, gotta go all the way through all of this area, then across the bridge, and then move all the way south and all the way up here, right? The travel distance here is pretty crazy, so you could still die probably to a 9 pool, I think. Going 12 hatch. I'd imagine so, but that being said, both players went for 12 hatch, so it is possible that I'm wrong about that and that the early hatch... I don't know if it was 12 hatch, actually. I might want to backtrack on that. Could have been 11 hatch, 12 hatch. I'm pretty sure it was 12 hatch, though. But that being said, it's possible that they know, actually, that it can... The travel distance is so insanely long that it can defend 9 pool. I'd be surprised if that's the case, but maybe it's not impossible. But so far, we got mirrored builds from both players. The gas a little bit faster here for Eon than it is for Zero. So there's a slight lead for Eon. It's very, very small, though. Something that could easily be made up for with some micro differences. And Zero, actually, it looks like he made an extra drone over Eon. So the layer's going to be a little bit faster. But we do have that additional drone for Zero. And Zero actually being a little bit nervous, going to go for this creep colony. He might cancel it once he sees the hatch timing. He's going to see the creep here, but it's not going to be canceled. So he's going to have that creep. So this is a slight disadvantage now for Zero, putting into that static defense. The only thing is, it does allow him to comfortably make more drones, as opposed to going into more lings to defend himself. But I feel like as Eon, you're going to see this and be like, okay, he's not planning on being aggressive. I see drones hatching. I can just continue making my own drones, which is what we see. And he's just going to have that advantage now from Zero having invested in this creep colony. So it looks like Zero gonna kind of blink first, you know, being a little bit scared going with this eco build. And Eons are going to have, yeah, like I said, a slight lead from that. Drone getting into position, going to start that Spire right as the layer finishes. And Eon going to get that second gas up and running faster than Zero as well. So we're definitely seeing some slight advantages for Eon starting to build up, and this stuff does kind of snowball a little bit over time. Zero doesn't fund in the main because you can already kind of tell, you know, what the build is, right? You see the 12 hatch, he more or less knows exactly what he's dealing with. He sees the ling count right now, so he knows that he skipped lings. So, I mean, it's not the biggest deal so far, but in mirror matchups like this one, especially ZVZ, where it's such a tight matchup, these little things can make a big difference. Like, we're mining our second gas faster, our first gas was quicker, right? We get to make a couple extra drones because we didn't make that sunken, we didn't invest into that. And now we're making our speedlings. Zero double. Overlord gonna finish. Gonna go for that third hatchery actually in base. And it looks like we're just gonna be waiting for our Spire to finish, but he's gotta be a little bit careful. This is too many lings, and I don't think he spotted these lings coming. We're saving a larva for Muta, so we actually might be in trouble. Eon very smartly sees the Overlord here. He's gonna go around with these speedlings so that Zero's not gonna be reacting in time, and Zero might actually be in a lot of trouble. The sunken is not gonna be enough to deal with these speedlings, and he also can just run the risk of running straight into the main. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Going to try and get a little bit of a drone drill to block. Only catches one of the lings. And going to immediately target down the Spire. Going to force the drones to come off the mineral line and start losing drones. And pretty good drill initially from Zero to try and buy some time and save his drones. But one drone going to go down. The Spire is going to drop. And this is fantastic damage for Eon so far. So kills the drone, kills the Spire. A second drone even goes down. Maybe even a third, it looks like. This could be deadlings, I'm not sure, but did at least kill a few drones. And the Spire, which is absolutely huge. So now we have to restart our Spire, whereas Eon taking a third base even at 12 o'clock. So he's just going to have a huge Muta advantage. Zero gonna spend... He spent all of his gas as soon as his Spire... before his Spire died. And Zero gonna just try to fly across the map potentially and find a little bit of damage. He knows how far behind he is right now. Playing it out from here is going to be extremely difficult, but even then it's also hard to commit across the map, right? Because you know that your opponent also has the Spire finish, and he's going to be pumping here as well, and you can't keep reinforcing. So it just kind of feels like a doomed situation for Zero. Going to snipe this Overlord at least, but the Mutas and Scourge going to be coming here, and he does have more. I mean, he's up 3 Muta, right? So he can win this battle very, very heavily. And we do have that Evolution Chamber, I think this is the right call from Zero, but it's a little bit too late, I think. The Muta's going to get jumped on by Eon's Muta's. Going to start tracking them, and I think this is just unrecoverable from here. Great moving shots there to clean up a lot of those Muta. And GG going to be called from Zero. Eon going to take this first game and start us off with a 1-0 lead. What's up, Goose? Map choice is going to be Litmus for a ZVZ. So we're going to get both of the interesting maps to start us off. All right. Alright, for a two-player map, especially one that has such short rush distance, this is like the complete opposite of the last map, right? We went from the longest rush distance in the history of StarCraft, may or may not be an over-exaggeration, into a very, very short rush distance. So I do not expect we're going to see 12 hatchery from either player. Eon Zerg strikes me as a player that probably likes to play a lot of 9 full speed. Yeah, and there we go. There's the 9 pull for Eon. Whereas we're going to get... Looks like maybe a 12 pull from Zero. I actually would like that if we do get the 12 pull. I think he knows that Eon likes to play very aggressive. So we're going to get an 11 or a 12 pull here. Looks like it is going to be a 12 pull. Surely not a 12 hatchery, right? And yeah, there we go. It is going to be that pull. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. I forgot about that. Yes, Zero did start with that 1 win advantage, as New Ocean says, because he did come through the winner's bracket. Yeah, there we go. It is going to be that 9 pull speed from Eon. It's going to be 12 pull from Zero. So this is going to be slightly favored for Zero. It is a little bit hard to defend this. Again, with the rush distance being so short, it can be kind of tight. But we're going to move out. We're going to take our natural hatchery. And then we're going to save our larva for lings. But this is theoretically a build order advantage for Zero. Like I said, I like that call against Eon because Eon is such an aggressive player. And he actually didn't save his lings. He made a couple additional drones. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but we made a couple additional drones instead of just going all in on the lings. So because of that, Zero's not going to be in any like serious threat of taking damage here. But it does mean that Eon's not really that far behind in drones either. Ironically, because Eon's making so many drones, and Zero's going to see this, like, hey, you're not making lings, you're still making drones. You have 2 lings on your ramp right now. I'm surprised Zero might would have to worry a little bit about, like, hey, do you have lings hidden on the map? Like, what's going on here? But he's going to come across the map and test this. And Eon's lings are going to be coming out in time, so pretty much perfectly timed from Eon, actually, to get as many drones out as he could and still get lings to defend against this. Good initial trade there for Eon. Does have the defender's advantage on the ramp here. Even going to bring a drone, actually, to stick on the wall to shoot over the lings, just to help fortify that defense even more. Zero does see the second hatchery coming down in the main. And this is actually pretty interesting from Eon. Now that I think about it, I don't know that I like 12 pull on this map. Like now that I'm thinking about it, you have the second gas in your main. The whole advantage of 12 pull is you get that second base. To get that second gas excess, but honestly, in base second hatch after a 12 pull might just be objectively better, right? Because you're just gonna have more eco in the second gas and you still have the defender's advantage on the ramp. And you don't have to worry about spreading your spores out as much. So what Eon did was he allowed himself to get more eco, right? So he's gonna have more drones than you normally have after a 9 pull. And then he can go second hatch and still have access to the second gas, whereas Zero is going to be making spore colonies and losing some drones this way, and he's having to spread it across two bases. So Eon's actually going to get access to the second gas faster than Zero is. This is a really smart way of playing this map. Here we go. The muta's going to come out. They're probably not even going to try to fly across the map at this point, right? We just want to kill the Overlord, yeah. So going to go for the Overlord because he knows there's going to be spores and stuff for Zero, but... I mean, Zero technically will have access to a third gas, but he's not going to have the drones that he needs to actually build the mutas that he needs for that. And we're actually down some lings here as well. Zero could be in a lot of trouble here. Going to try and make a sunken... which is most likely what this creep is for. Zero supply blocked, having these lings coming in, having to make more static defense. This is not what Zero wants to be doing right now. And yeah, Eon even pounces on top of the ling to killing any lings that he can to make it where his lings just snowball even more. And all these lings go get inside the main base. And once again, the Spire is under a lot of threat. He might lose the Spire for a second time in this series to Lings. Pretty good drone drill, but it's not going to be good enough. The Spire once again going to go down. Drone's going to go down. And I hate to say it, I feel like Zero going to be in a lot of trouble. Once again, a bunch of Scourge are going to pop and chase these mutas off. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there from... Eon does fly into the Scourge and takes a few shots from the spores, but the Lings clean up both the spores, and we still have enough mutas left over here from Eon to easily clean this up. And he's going to win the second game, putting himself into a 2-1 lead in this series, putting himself on match point against Zero. I really like how Eon adjusted to this map. That was very, very smart. Alright, coming into game 3 here. Gonna be knockout. Zerg is gonna get the advantage of scouting the correct way first, which can be a big deal. But yeah, this is match point for Eon. Zero on the ropes here. Gonna have to win 2 in a row now to come back and win the series. Yeah, I did like Zero's build order choice, but in hindsight, you do have to play the map a little bit different. I do think 12 hatch or 12 pool and then hatchery in base actually makes a lot of sense because you'll just have that stronger eco. You can take your second gas faster and try and play it from there, I think. And it seemed like Eon recognized kind of the flaw with what Zero was doing and abused it pretty well. I really, really liked Eon's adjustment there. It was very smart. Yeah, once again, we're going to get that 9 pull from Eon. And I wonder if we get a 12 pull once again from Zero. Yep, so going to be that 12 pull here against the 9 pull. So, once again, slightly Zero favored. In theory, anyway, like, it's not like it's unplayable for 9 pull speed, or a 9 pull air, whatever he wants to do, but we'll just say 9 pull. There are obviously ways to still take the advantage from that situation. But this time, Zero doesn't have to worry about the double gas from Eon. That being said, I don't know how much the double gas really came into play. I mean, it kind of didn't that last game. But Zero just needs to make some slight adjustments and defend a little bit better. And then try and play it out from there. So Lings on the way here for Eon Zerg. Did actually go up to the 6 Lings this time, did not make the additional drones. So Zero probably much more comfortable in this situation. It's much more normal, right? Where we're going to be making Lings and pull a few drones to try and defend the hatchery. Like I said, it's a little bit tight. It can be a little bit difficult to defend. But with good control and stuff, in theory, as a 12 pull player, it's supposed to be a little bit favored for you. Eon's going to quickly get to this ramp, though, and take control of the bottom. And try to keep Zero out from here, so that's actually really smart he got there in time to immediately abuse this position. And now he's going to start putting pressure on that hatchery, so Zero's going to be on a little bit of a timer. He did need to pull drones with this. He might try and mine the minerals out. Yeah, there we go. So he's going to try to mine the minerals out. Eon accidentally attacked his own Ling even. This will just open up the space here for Zero. After he finishes, going to start some Ling production there. He might wait for the Lings to finish to come out and fight. But here we go. A little bit of a drone drill through here. Pretty nice. To try and mess up the AI a bit. So he is going to be able to break out here. So pretty good from Zero. Even saves that drone, which is really, really nice. 2 Lings are going to get into the main. A little bit of a mistake there from Zero. And you do have to worry about this low drone getting targeted down. But good blocking there from Zero. Great defense from Zero so far. Cleans up a lot of these Lings. We do have that Spire just now starting for Eon. And I like this position a lot for Zero. His own Ling speed did finish as well. And he's got a big Ling advantage, so Eon might have to make a Sunken if Zero defends well, but he does get that drone targeted down and killed. But here we go. We got the counter Lings coming across the map. A lot of Lings here from Zero. And only 6 here for Eon at the moment. And with all these additional Lings coming on the way, I think we're going to have to see that creep colony from Eon, but he's going to try to hold without the creep. And yeah, we just see continuous Ling production here from Zero. Man, I would have loved if he brought a drone here to mine this out and open this up. I think he's thinking about it now, yeah. A little bit of one of those, in hindsight, you know, like the faster you think about it, the better. But he's going to have a little bit of a timing. He sees the Spire timing, you know, that's going to finish. The meters are going to have to build too. He sees there's no creep colony and the drone count's extremely low for Eon, so this drone can easily mine from this side while being protected from the Lings. And I think Eon is in a lot of trouble this game. Well, a little bit of a mistake. Pulled off a little bit too early. Got one of his own Lings killed. Here we go. This is going to get mined out now. And there we go. As soon as it's opened up, Zero pulls the trigger. He's going to be able to break through here. We got additional Lings streaming in from the backside as well. The mutas have started. There is a creep or a Sunken on the way. He's going to be able trying to drill, but Position's a little bit off, actually, for the drill. Drone's gonna go down. Sunken's gonna go down. Mito's gonna pop, but there's too many lings in here. This is far too much damage for Eon to recover from. And in the meantime, we have creep colonies being made for spores on the other side for 0. Even the gas goes down. Spire getting targeted a little bit. Drone's gonna go down. We have 2 drones remaining, 1 drone remaining, 0 drones remaining. And Eon is gonna try. Rebuilding a drone, but we have a bunch of lings gonna come in behind this as well. I mean, we have the spore colony coming up from both bases. 3 Mita's not gonna be able to kill that in time. GG gonna be called, and 0 gonna take this game and tied up 2-2. We are down to the final game of the series between Eon and 0. It's gonna be Dominator. All right, here we go. This is the game where the mind games can really come into play. Does Eon go for 9 pull again? Does 0 go for 12 pull again? Or does he think, hey, after that game, there's no way he's going 12 pull again, or 9 pull. But maybe he'll go 12 hatch because I went 12 pull 2 games in a row. Therefore, I'm going to go 9 pull myself, right? And then is Eon thinking, oh, he's going to think this, like, yada yada, right? The mind games can start kind of going back and forth here a little bit. So we're going to see what the openers want to be. Or if Eon just simply says, I like 9 pull speed, this is comfortable for me, I'm going to do it regardless. I just need to play a little bit better. I need to get my sunken up faster, you know? Maybe something like that. You know, contain him on this reverse ramp, right? With my 9 pull speed, that kind of a thing. And yeah, we don't see that Overlord on the way for Eon, so it's going to be 9 pull here again for Eon. And are we going to get another 12 pull here from 0? Eon does once again get the correct scout pattern. Which is a little bit annoying if you're 0. But at least on Dominator, it's not too bad. I guess it's really kind of the same, actually, either way. Yeah, we got that 12 pull from 0. Alright, so mirrored build orders from the previous game. And what are going to be the adjustments? What's going to be the differences here? Eon probably going to try to contain him on this reverse ramp, which is going to be a lot stronger than it was in the last map, right? Knockout, very good for because you can mine out those mineral patches, you know, and get that extra surface area like 0 did. And also being able to attack with it, so... Maybe Eon just looks at the same situation as like, hey, I got screwed on the map, my sunken was late, the map screwed me. I'm going to do the same thing, and this time I'll defend much better. I can even... My aggression should be much stronger, even. And maybe the value difference, he feels like he will take the advantage. So we're going to see here how this plays out. Things coming across the map for Eon. He's going to be finishing up here for 0. And Eon not quite going to get to the ramp in time to hold him like he did last game. And there we go. We see a couple drones being pulled with the lings here. Nice initial damage here. One ling does get separated though for 0 and gets picked off immediately. And a little bit of a micro advantage there for Eon. Some free damage there as well. This can snowball very, very quickly. You take a few hits here and there, and suddenly it completely gets out of control. So Ling Speed going to be finished, so he can take the fight much easier now as Eon Zerg. Going to keep putting pressure on this hatchery. Going to be finishing relatively soon, but once again, a Ling kind of gets separated, and that Ling Speed coming into play as well, and gets some additional free hits, and it looks like Eon just going to handily win this. Good little run around there from Zero to buy some time, but yeah, there's too many Lings here. This hatchery taking a lot of damage. We lost a couple drones. You know, the lair is done for Eon behind this as well. And this may just be a simple micro advantage, micro performance here from Eon. And it's kind of what I said before, like this build order is slightly advantage for 12 pool, but the micro here is very hard at your natural. And Eon played it very, very well. Won the initial fight. Gonna snowball it. Gonna kill all the Lings. And GG from Zero. Eon gonna win this series 3-2, taking first place. And putting our host Zero at second place. And our boy New Ocean taking third today. What a huge upset. Probably add 0 to do it this way. Try to shift in. Is it shift in? Or control in? Alt in? Doesn't work anymore. I don't remember. I remember in the old days it was something in would like copy paste the like name that you were highlighting, I'm pretty sure. But alright, I think that's gonna do it for us here today. Nice little short cast. Just put a quick little hour in, you know. Okay, yeah, it's gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna go sleep a little bit, and I'm probably gonna play PoE 2 with Remap today. Might still do a little bit of StarCraft tonight, but I stayed up really late last night, so my focus is all over the place. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the games, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a good afternoon and good evening. Peace.